Well, the rapid antigen testing battle is heating up in the United States. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki found herself in a standoff with a reporter today who questioned the government's COVID testing strategy in the US. Much like here in Australia, over the busy holiday period, at-home testing kits were pretty hard to come by and PCR testing seemed impossible to get into. From tomorrow, Americans will be able to apply to receive up to 4 at-home testing kits for their households, free of charge, but the strategy has been criticised as some believe it's a little too late, as the demand for testing was notably high over the now-finished Christmas period. In December, Vanity Fair reported the Biden administration rejected an October proposal for free rapid tests for the upcoming holiday period. The article highlights in December, Joe Biden told ABC News he wished he'd ordered 500 million at-home tests 2 months ago, despite that proposal meeting actually including the plan to send millions of tests to Americans in time for the Christmas-New Year period. Take a look at the Press Corp reported today questioned Jen Psaki on whether Joe Biden was briefed on the fact that the meeting saw experts plan to bring in around 732 million tests per month ahead of the holidays.
The first detail is which administration officials attended that October 22nd meeting. For example, did Drs. Fauci and Walensky participate? And was President Biden personally briefed at the time on that recommendation before it was passed over?
Well, maybe people haven't asked about it because we've done a lot of what was discussed in that meeting that happened a couple of months ago, including massively expanding our testing program and capacity. And the issue at the time, which was a very small part of the conversation, was that the market had not expanded enough to at that moment in time be able to launch the website we're launching tomorrow. And the president used the Defense Production Act, invested $3 billion to expand it, quadrupled the size of our testing capacity, and now we've ordered 1 billion doses. So we see that as our COVID team, the members who participated, saw that as a very constructive meeting, good meeting, a lot of which we've worked to implement.
Things took a turn when the reporter continues to probe Jen Psaki on which officials attended that meeting, seeing as though the millions of tests never arrived in time for Christmas. The Biden administration has been criticised for being unprepared, as it promised in December those tests will be going out to Americans in early January. However, the Postal Service that will ship the free 4-pack of tests now says it won't start shipping until late January, and it could take up to 7 to 12 days to arrive.
The idea, though, to mass distribute tests to homes before Christmas and New Year's, that idea was not adopted. How can President Biden shut down the virus if he's not being briefed on these ideas? That's my question. So I'm wondering who were the advisors, and was President Biden briefed on this idea at the time?
Well, I think I just answered your question, which you may not have been listening. Maybe you were waiting to read your next question, which is fine. But I just answered your question. Let me finish, Stephen. Stephen, I'm finishing. What I said to you just a minute ago is that we did not have the capacity at the moment. We had a very constructive meeting with this group. We agreed in the need to expand our testing capacity. That's why we quadrupled the size of our testing capacity and why the president had already used the Defense Production Act to invest $3 billion. But the market did not have the capacity at that moment to do what we're doing tomorrow.
That's not the question I asked. The question I asked was,
do you have another question? I think I've answered your question.
Was President Biden briefed at the time?
Again, I've answered your question. If you have another one, I'm happy to answer it. Otherwise.